go live button before I even got to sit down. I need to grab some stuff real quick. Kind of wanted to go live about an hour ago, but I had some other things I needed to do. Okay. So while that is filling up, I am gonna put my glove on, fix my hat. Alright, just making sure everything is clear. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So we have one koi fish pattern already complete. And as I was doing the second koi fish, which had more detail, I ran into, I won't say an issue, I ran into what I felt like would make the koi fish actually look better. And what it was I used my crappie stencil. And what I mean by my crappie stencil, I have a white crappie that I painted, that I actually took a picture, well, I grabbed a picture from his profile. If Gerald ever watches this, this is the stencil that I created to do my crappie patterns, just my white crappies anyway. And it kind of worked on my stencil for the koi fish. And what I'm gonna do now that I've think that this is gonna work, what I am looking for, which I should have looked for before I sit down, just to make sure that I do have it, is the thing that I put their bodies in, the daggone stencil. Oh, okay, it's right here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna use this as of yet for this body. I kind of came across something yesterday in the middle of messing around, and I like how that stencil came out. So what I'm gonna do to create a more, I guess you would say, defined hard lines, is I'm gonna go with the stencil that I made and put it like that, if you get what I'm saying. So I have the metal mesh, and I'm gonna just move it around to create what I would call like their different prints versus just the soft look that I did with the first one. The first one was a soft look. Second one, it is gonna have some hard stop points like it does in the picture that I was looking at. So those hard stop points are like those jagged lines in the face. I actually like how that turned out. So we're gonna roll with that. I am gonna get out some orange to go over this. The goal And then probably some black as well. I think I'm gonna 3-color this. I'm gonna put my PSIs at around 30. And I'm gonna go with bright orange versus dark on this one. So I am technically learning or teaching myself this one. This is all kind of made up. I'm just gonna see if it works. Hopefully it does. This is technically my first time doing koi fish. I didn't think to do them until a guy sent me one. And it worked all year long, and I lost the lure. It was like a small jerkbait koi fish that he created or made up. And he sent me like a couple of bodies, but I want to do it on a bigger lure per se. All right, here we go. Okay, all right, I can see it. Probably kind of hard to see at first. No, I can see it. Now what I'm going to also do is not keep doing the same exact pattern down the body. I'm going to mix it up so that it doesn't look like a what you call it, a perch per se, because that's what it started to look like, with the way those lines were doubling down. And before I continue, let me just heat set those two so that they don't rub, because they do have a scalish look to them. I do. I do fish. I fish a lot, actually. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, I only do this airbrush thing between October to about January the 6th. And then I switch back to actual fishing, mainly because I have some events that I have to go to. So what I'm doing is I'm right now just messing around, seeing which method looks better. What I did the first time just now is I put the scale pattern, I put the stencil down first and then the scale pattern. This time I'm going to put the scale pattern and then the stencil and see how it lays, or how it looks once I spray it. So either way works. What do you fish for? To answer that question, either way works. Now, there is one piece that I kind of molded out to go over the top. Thank you. All right. I should probably heat set this before I go to the next step. So the great thing about a koi fish, and just looking at pictures from last night and yesterday and the day before I actually decided I'm gonna do it, they do not have symmetrical patterns on each side, and that is a great thing, because this, not even gonna lie, when I first started, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a headache to try to match perfect to each side. It's not like lateral lines, it's like splashes of paint on their body. But in this case, I don't have to follow a symmetrical splash per se. Woo. And that really stood out at the top. What I kind of want to do is, all right, let me heat set that before I put this back on. So if you don't heat set it, you will lose that scale pattern. So now I notice with the black, you can't see through it. And what I mean by you can't see through it, it's literally black and there's no scale pattern on the actual black. And I'll show you guys real quick. So those black spots are literally black spots, no breakthrough from visibility of the scales, unlike the orange and gold, where it looked like it reverses back and forth. All right. Just thinking. What did you catch the channel Catfish on? Merry Christmas to you as well. Appreciate the 100, man. Let me do something real quick. So what I'm doing now is just trying to create those patterns over the top as well as coming down over the side just a little bit. And also do it so it's not rubbing. To the people that's new or just checking in, we have laid down the gold, the chrome, and we are now working on the actual patterns to kind of match this effect. I'm not gonna fully try to mimic an exact one, mixing it up, but so far, so good. All right, and now I'm gonna work my way around to the other side. And I think what I'm gonna do is go smaller on this side or at a different angle just so that it doesn't look symmetrical. And I also don't want it to look like the front of the head. So, all right. Heat set these two spots. That is really random, and I don't have an answer for that because I, for one, don't know what that is. All right. I think I'm gonna do one more spot just to kind of break up this side. I actually ended up doing two spots. You know, I felt the same way. Surprisingly, people throw these for bass, largemouth bass, and smallmouth. I would never, in my entire fish life, think to throw one of these things for that. And which got me started on it was past few years I've been seeing people have success with it. I tried it this past year and it worked. I do. I have a website. The name of my website is the name of the YouTube. It must be debate.com. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you as well. Appreciate the sub. And here we have a harder look in comparison to the soft look one that I did yesterday. Here's the hard look and the soft. So this is the soft. And what I mean by soft, there's no stop points, ridges, or any hard lines in comparison to the top. Now what I'm going to do, this one is technically done, so no black. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to add some hard black in this one. This one, some of them have the hard black in the face. All right, we're going to try it. This is my first time, guys, on the koi fish after 15 years of airbrushing, and this thing is sticking now. Huh. I've never done an airbrush. I mean, a koi fish. So, hoping this thing turns out nice. All right, let's see. Hopefully this sprays, man. Maybe this thing wants to be in. Man, that sucks. All right, so I have to fix this brush, but I'm not going to fix it now. All right, so I am going to put some black in the face on the one side. And it's straight black, no scale patterns. Kind of wanted to. Not bad, not bad. Hold on, because I'm missing these comments you guys are making. Scroll back up if I can. Okay. Oh, no rush, man. No rush. No, this is a lure to fish with. Let me see if I can, okay, I think I'm at the bottom. Yeah, man, definitely no rush. Whenever you want to order something, you can. I have a big event that I'm going to, the 7th annual Capital City Bass Masters Expo. I've been doing it since the beginning, and I'm gonna sell these lures there and then do giveaways to the youth fishermen there as well. And then whatever's left over goes on the site for the year. This daggone airbrush is not spraying Appreciate it. So that actually does not look bad. I like that. I like that a lot. Appreciate the heart. All right. I'm gonna do one more spot, I guess, on the back end, and not over shoot too much black on this bad boy. I know you guys see them videos where people do something good and they throw the item or they throw their glasses or something like that. That's how I feel right now, but I am not going to throw this lure. No questions asked. I won't throw the lure as much as I want to because it's coming out a lot better than I expected. I'm not going to throw it. Maybe once I get it clear coat, I'll throw it on a rod, cast it out. Yep, that is the goal, man. The koi fish. That is the goal. So the real question is, should I put that much darkness in the face on the other side? I'm going to say no, but I am going to add just a little. Nothing too crazy. I am airbrushing swim bait. And this is my first time trying to do a koi fish. And it's coming out a lot better than I expected, if that makes any sense. Way better than I expected. Did notice with the koi fish that the black comes to like hard stopping points. There's no gradual fade away. All right, so this is the one side. This is the other side, so that they don't look alike. If I was going to do it in a trout style, I would speckle it. But the pattern and picture that I'm following is this. I just grabbed it offline, and been following this one. What I am going to do, which is going to sound weird, and they're probably going to think that I'm weird, I'm going to go into the Chinese restaurant by my house because they have a huge koi fish pond inside the restaurant. And you can pay to feed them. I'm going to give them jokers 25 cents, and I'm going to snap pictures of those and try to build one color scheme off of that. Am I going to do one more black spot coming over the top? Let's see. I am going to do one spot of black going from one side of the body over to the other. Message me on Instagram, same name as my Facebook, and I will set it up. I have a guy on Instagram, man. He has a really weird name, and when he first messaged me, I noticed he was trying to rage bait me, and it didn't work. It just backfired on him. He went by Bisexual Jesus, and I'm like, okay. And he told me about all of his yeah, you know, man, I'm telling you, I wouldn't throw this, but there are people out there that will throw this thing. But yeah, man, this dude tried to rage bait me and try to lure me with the whole gay thing, and it backfired because he didn't get the kick out of it that he thought that he was gonna get. But yeah, man, most definitely just message me on Instagram and I will set you up. All right, so we are. You know what? I'm moving too fast. I am tripping. we have to give that thing some things. So if you are new, what I did in the last video is I did a soft pink red blend to white to make the fin kind of stand out. And then I added some red scales coming off the top so that they also will stand out a little more. I am looking at some of the other koi, and what I am going to do is I'm going to do a spot of black on one side. These things are heavy as I don't know what. I'm going to do a spot of black, but first I'm going to spray the white. This is the pinkish flesh color that we made. Yeah, he was trying his best to get other people mad as well, and no one cares anymore. I mean, not say care like, oh my goodness, they like each other and all of that, but a lot of people don't care anymore. It doesn't affect them. It's like, whatever. Live your life same way everyone else lives theirs. All right, man. Yeah, man. The muskie, I know for sure will grab this, and I know the smallmouth will grab it too. Smallmouth, man. This past year, I found out a lot about smallmouth that I didn't know, and me being a little bit of an idiot when it came to smallmouth, I would literally throw the smallest of small swim baits that I could, thinking small lures for smallmouths. But this is what I was throwing for the smallmouth, and somebody I knew was throwing this size for smallmouth and was winning tournaments, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. So I bumped up to about a 5-inch trout that I painted, and sure enough, man, it became one of my go-to swim baits for 2025. All right, so I'm gonna lay this down. This thing is just being a pain, just probably because of how heavy it is. It wants to fall. So I'm just gonna lay it down smoothly so it doesn't get scratched up. Check this white out. Okay, the white is spraying. Good. And I'm gonna you can, man, off the website. My name, they're not on the website yet, but they will be. Or if you want to like beat everybody to the punch, just message me on Instagram. I will respond to you on there. On Instagram, it is the same exact name as my YouTube. It must be the baked. All right, I'm trying to get this thing lined up. And then the tricky part about this is the heavy brush, so it sprays out like. All right, so we got that hard white on there, and we're gonna soften it up with that pink that I made yesterday, because oddly, koi fish have a skin tone looking fin. All right. You know, I've heard that a lot lately, and I say try it. Go out first with something light, um, a local pond, night crawlers, small hook, bread, just to get the feel of it. And a year from now, you could be broke like me, buying all kinds of lures and rods and reels. That will do it. Catch a couple of bluegill and be like, oh man, I gotta move up to the next thing. And you move up to the next thing, and before you know it, you could either stop at the fresh water or you can jump into the salt water. Then you're really gonna blow some money. Um, I'm gonna scroll up real quick because some messages are flying by without me really seeing them. Alrighty. Okay. I think we're down. Are what really that picky? What are you asking? Because I kind of missed some of it. Looked like it got deleted. So I'm gonna do black on this side, right? But in this picture here, the black line in the fin isn't faded. It's hard lined, which is crazy. You see this fin here in this area? I can't exactly see what I'm pointing at, but somewhere in here, this fish's fins, black lines are hard. So anything that's black is hard lined. And what I mean by hard line, it doesn't have a fade. It's just like stamped. Even on the bodies, it's kind of stamped, and it's not soft or any like scale points. Like it is like on top, and that is it. It is the final step. Okay, so what I'm gonna do then in that case is I'm gonna take a little ink cap. It's a tattoo ink cap. And I'm gonna take the black, and I'm gonna take a toothpick or barbecue skew in this case, this thing here. I'm pretty sure you guys seen me do this. I did it on the last set of fins for the bluegill, just messing around, and it comes to find out that this fish actually has those hard lines. I was just messing around and adding them on the bluegill just from looking at some of the ones up there. And to show you what I am talking about, there you go. These kind of hard lines in the fins, if that thing would show up. I did a fade and then I did the hard lines. And oh, here's a bluegill. All right, so we're just gonna take this, dip it in, and just run it along the lines that are already embedded in the lure. kind of just follow it. I wish there was a way for me to kind of show you guys doing it, but then if I do it the other way that I had in mind of showing you guys, I wouldn't see the comments at all. All right. Appreciate it. All right, so there it is. Now, what I am going to do is I'm not going to do that on the other side just because this fish fin doesn't look like it has it exactly like that on the other side. The other side is kind of just that pink, and it just has a splotch of black in it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just spray a splotch of black on the fin and then put the pink over top of it. In high hopes that the pink doesn't completely cover it, because the white that I use, I don't think it's opaque. I use this. I use the FW versus the other Create Text. The Create Text is opaque. If I put that on, that's like primer, base coat, cover up mistakes. That's what that's for. This is not a mistake. All right, so this is actually going to be the final step with this guy, and we can move on to the next one. What is the question you want me to answer? That's what I'm painting, a koi fish. Okay, whoa. I completely forgot how milky or watered down this is. So the trick here is yeah, man, definitely. I don't see too many koi fish patterns around. And I only decided to try to do it because a guy sent me one. And it was a small jerk bait. And it worked. And the fish really tore it up. And they tore it up. And I lost it. And I was mad. And I'm going to redo it. He did send me some blinks that he made himself. They're really small. They look like Rosente 65 bills. All right, there it is. I think I got it. That's the pink flesh look that I am aiming for. I'm going to do one thing real quick. All right. I don't know what he had going on or what's going on with him. His questions wasn't coming up, and they obviously kept blocking him. He must have been saying something out of context to what's going on. So he's on a timeout. All right, so there it is. That pinkish look with the black dot, not too hard. So it does look like a fade, which is odd that that's the only spot that has a black fade and everything else is hard. To match that. So there we have it. Koi fish number 2 in comparison to koi fish number 1, which number 1 is really soft. And this one has some really hard stopping points. I like both, but if I had to throw one, definitely this guy. All right, so we're gonna hit the next koi fish because I have 5 in total. All right, let me check the time. Okay, we're good on time. All right, so we are on the next one. I already base coated it and put the silver in the face. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a reverse pattern on this one. And what I mean by reverse, I'm going to put the orange down first and then put the gold over top of that. Inside of this, we're going to create a, call it like a dual scale look. So in some cases, the orange would be underneath to create the heart scale look, and then in some cases the gold would be underneath, but we're going to go with some white underneath first and then some orange underneath as well. What I'm doing now is just getting the body inside my scale mold. In some cases people use a loofah. There are companies out there now that make soft, sticky material that you could put against the body. And there are these hard styles. So there's multiple ways to go about creating your scale pattern. I myself like this. I was just trying to be different. And of course, once you start showing what you're using, someone's going to mimic it in a way to try to make money off of it. So there are companies out there now that are doing diamond shaped scale patterns. More power to them. All right, we're gonna spray some of this orange in random spots on the body. I think I am going to hardline the edges. Oh, ran out of orange. I'll show you guys in a split second. Right now, I'm just kind of making this up. What we got so far. Then what I'm gonna do on the back side is I'm gonna make a just one big spot. How are y'all? How are y'all? All right, so those are the three spots that I am gonna run with on this side. And the reason why I didn't do it on the face yet is because the actual gill plate has no scale presentation visible. It's smooth. So no scale presentation on the face for this one. Of course, because of how heavy this thing is. All right. Actually, what I'll do to make it easier on me, so keep it from falling, what I do need to do is heat set that other side real quick. on this side, I'm actually going to only do one spot of orange with the white scales, and then the rest will be gold or solid orange. So I'm going to attempt to just run it right down the middle of the body. Big splotch connecting to the back. Go from there. All right. I did get some overspray from the stencil not being covered right here, which is fine because I'm going to run some gold in that area and some hard true orange, no scale pattern, because we're going to redo a reverse scale pattern. So I'm going to heat set this real quick. Take this out. Of the scale mold itself. All right, so here's what we have. We have the white coming through so that the scales are more visible. That is the goal. Complete. But now what I am going to do is I'm going to double back with the orange. And do some splash spots. Whoa. Without any scales for now. Okay. Appreciate it, appreciate it. That orange is really like hardcore. Let me heat set that before I start touching it and getting it all over the place. Yeah, man. I don't know if you were in here earlier. Here's the second one finished. And then the first one, which is a lot softer with no hard patterns. This was me just figuring out the color scheme on this one. But it came out nice. And now we are working on the third one. I have a picture that I'm looking at over here just to get some ideas from. Yes, you can buy one, and I do mix my own colors. I don't want to just start pulling a bunch of different bottles. If I showed you my station, it would probably give you a headache. In fact, you know what? I'll show you real quick. I'm going to pull this, see if I can get you guys to see it. That's one side. That is the other side. It's a mess, I know. But what good artist isn't messy? I can walk into this room and find any and everything. I would never send someone in here to find something for me. All right. Probably should okay. One side face done. And we're gonna do some hard gold on this side. Not too much, just in the face. Deer hunter, yes, I do. I actually part of the outreach team, surprisingly. I just joined the outreach team, and what I actually am preparing to do for 2026 outreach team is free fish dinners, not making people pay for them. Oh, shoot, I need to heat set this other side. You can find all of that kind of information, Joe, on my Instagram and Facebook. located in Pennsylvania, pretty close to Hershey Park. In fact, I fished at Swatera Creek right there a lot. It is cold outside. Only psychos are on the river. No way. I tried it. Can't do it. All right, I'm going to do one piece carryover. Over the top. Whoa. And what I mean by carryover is going to go from one side to the other. Yeah, I think we hit 12 one of these days, man. Doing good. How about yourself? All right, we're gonna continue this blotch, carrying over to the side. All right, so the next step. I feel like this one's missing something. Okay. Appreciate. So what I feel like this one's missing in comparison to the other two that I just did is, oh, shoot, I did not know that was in there. All right. It is missing a reflective color. And what I mean by reflective is something to give it flash where it's not just muted or flat. I don't like my lures to come out flat. I want to kind of give them a little bit of a realistic look. So what I am looking for is a blue color shift, and I am finding every color except for blue. Okay, this might be in question. This might be in question. Definitely not. That is way too dark. This is up there, and that is definitely dark. Too dark. Too purple. Is that all of them? All right, so now I need to figure out which one. I think I'm gonna go with this. This is usually the final step, but I'm gonna do it now. All right, man, take care. Tomorrow I will be, but it will not be for fishing. It will be for a tattoo that I am working on. Pretty big one. And the guy is cool with it. I don't have to ask any weird questions or make him sign any weird waivers. We've done it before. Now I don't save those. Those don't get saved, mainly because I don't want to mess up my algorithm. There we go. All right, so it doesn't look like anything, but I'm going to show you guys both sides. One side sprayed with the reflective look that I am looking for. All right, so if you're looking at this side, you can't see it too well. Let's see where it's got like a shine to it versus this side, which you probably can't see too well. Kind of hard to see on the phone. I don't know if I watched the video and look back at it, probably could see it. But what I did is I added a very fine glitter look. So I'll show you what it looks like on the face before I actually dry it. So now the face doesn't have that flat, muted look. And I probably should have did this before I even put the orange down, but it's fine. It's not too noticeable in the orange. It actually doesn't look bad. If you ever seen those French pearl lures is what they call it. Mega Bass does a lot of French pearl on their white lures. This is the same effect. All right, we've ran that out. Next up today, it's getting ready to leave, guys. I just checked the time. I have to clean up. We will return to this on Monday. Where to buy at? You mean the actual lure? It is the name of my YouTube. It must be debate.com. These are not on there yet because they will be at the show first before I give them to the general public. I do appreciate you all for watching. Appreciate the comments, the diamonds, the hearts, the flowers, the shares, the new subs. I do appreciate all of that. But I will catch y'all Monday if you are coming back for lures. Tomorrow if you want to see a tattoo. It's a pretty big one.